In this session, we are going to discuss about the relational operations. Okay, relational operations are nothing but the operations which are going to perform on the relations, that we call it as what, tables, right? Now operations which will perform on the tables are called as relational operations. Okay, now we have relational algebra, right? In a relational algebra, in the last session we discussed that relational algebra is a procedural language. It is having a procedural query language. So it may be of unary and it may be of binary. So unary relational algebra we can perform, binary also we can perform. That means one table, in on the one table we can perform the operations, or by combining the two tables also we can perform the operations. And whatever the operations you are performing on the tables, whatever the result you get, that is also a table. Clear? So that table we call it as a intermediate result, are also considered as the relations, right? We have fundamental operations of the relational algebra are as follows. First, select, project, union, set different, Cartesian product, and rename, right? Now first we go with the select operation. Now the select operation selects the tuples that satisfies the given predicate from a relation. Here tuple is nothing but rows of a table, whereas predicate is nothing but condition. Whatever the condition you specify, based on that condition it will select the rows from a table. Clear? Now the notation of this is sigma. The notation of this is sigma. P is nothing but a predicate. R is nothing but a relation. Predicate is nothing but condition. R is nothing but relation. Relation is nothing but table name. Okay. Now here in a pre, that means in a predicate condition, we can write equals to condition, not equals to, greater than, less than, greater than or equals to, less than or equals to. All logical operations we can perform, and we can also perform and or not operations also. That means we can combine two conditions also, we can combine in the select operation. Consider an example. Sigma subject is equals to books database from the books table. Here what I mean to say, I want to display some of the rows from the book table. So what some of the rows you want to display? I want to display the books whose subject is equals to database. Whose subject is equals to database, those subject books I want to display, and how many number of authors are there, what kind of books are there, but there is a subject is database only. That means I want to display all the data books of my library. Clear? Now let me show you with example. Now look over the example here. Here we have a book table, right? So in this book table, now book is the name, right? Book ID, book name, author, and subject, right? Now, out of this book table, I want to display only DBMS books, right? Now, so how will I writing condition? Select operation. From that select operation, what you want to display? From the book table, right? From the book table, I want to display the subject is what? The subject is equals to DBMS. That means whatever the subject DBMS is there in my table, only those books I want to display, right? So here what we have, take the first row. So in this first row, book ID, RK series, XYZ, and the subject is what? DBMS. Is it satisfying your condition? Yes. If it is satisfying your condition, it will be displayed. Okay. Next, second, Rahul series, ABC author. It is a C book, C language book. Is it satisfies our condition? No. So you should not consider this one. Next, third, Rahul series, ABC, C++ book. So is it satisfying our condition? No. So it is not going to display. Next we have 4 Rahul series ABC DBMS book. Is it satisfying our condition? Yes. So it is going to display. Next 5 Kavya publications PQR Java book. Is it satisfying condition? No. So how many number of conditions are satisfying here? Only two rows are satisfying our condition. So in the output table you have first row and the fourth row. Only 2 rows you have in the result table. So this is the operation called as select operation. Clear? Now we see the project operation. Okay. See here. Set difference is nothing but minus. For example, minus is nothing but I have a set A, I have a set B. Right? So in set A, I have elements 0, 1, 2. In set B, I have elements 1, 3, 4. Right? If I perform A minus B, if I perform A minus B, what I'll get? If I perform A minus B, so whatever the elements you have in A, only those elements you will get, but excluding the elements of the B. That means elements of A will be your output. That means what? 0, 1, 2 will be your output. But exclude the common elements from both the tables. That means what is a common element from the two things? 1 and 1 is common. If you perform A minus B, the result will be 0 and 2. So understood. So here if you perform A minus B, if you perform A minus B, that means what? Display the rows from the first table. That means from a table A, but exclude the common rows from the both the tables. That we call it as a set difference. That we as minus. Right? So the result of the set difference operation is tuples which are present in one relation but are not in the second relation, which are presented in only one relation, but that result should not be in the second relation. So here, look the example. This one we have here in the first table. Is the one is also presented in the second table. So this one will not going to present in the table. Clear? Now, find all the tuples that are present in a R but not in S. I want to display the rows from the table. I want to display the rows from the table R which are not in S. That means consider R table is having rows 1, 2. S table is having rows 2, 3. Right? Now I want to display the results of R. Results of R. But that not in S. So how many rows we have in R table? 1 and 2 rows we have. Which are not in S? The 2 is in S also. So I don't want to display 2 here. Only 1 I want to display. Clear? So this is we call it as the set difference. Provides the name of the authors who have written the books but not articles. So here what they are writing? 5 author books minus 5 author articles. That means what? I want to display the authors from the books table and I want to exclude the sum of the authors. Which authors I want to exclude? They also written articles. Clear? So complete books రాసిన వాళ్ళ డీటెయిల్స్ మాత్రమే కావాలి. అందులో ఆ ఆథర్స్ లో ఆర్టికల్స్ రాసిన వాళ్ళ డీటెయిల్స్ నాకు వద్దు. Then we use the set difference. Clear? Now next we have Cartesian product. Okay. So Cartesian product is nothing but what? Multiplication. So already we know this. So Cartesian product means what? Multiplication. Combines the information of two different relations into one relation. So whereas in your union, if you want to perform union operation on two tables, then R and S must be compatible. That means of R and S should have common rows, sorry, common columns. That means they should be compatible. Then only you can perform union operation. In the similar manner, whereas Cartesian product can be performed on two tables even though they are not incompatible. Compatible means what? Same number of columns are there and same type of columns should be there. Not compatible means what? Any number of columns have in the two tables. Now, where R is the R and S are relations and their output will be defined as R into S. Consider in a table R, in a table S. I have only numbers 1, 2. In the S table, I have 3, 4. Right? So, if I perform R and S, so how will the results will be 1, 3, 1, 4. Next, 2, 3, then 2, 4. That means each and every row of the first table should be multiplicated with each and every row of the second table. First row is multiplicated with all the rows of the second table. Then second row is multiplicated with all the rows of the second table. In this way, how many number of rows you have, that many number of Cartesian products will be there. So in our table we have two rows, in our S table we have two rows. So how many? 2 into 2, 4 values we are getting in the output. Clear? So that only we are specifying here, Q and T, where Q belongs to R, T belongs to S. Right? That means what? 1 belongs to R, 3 belongs to S. This Q is 1, this T is 3. So 1 belongs to R, 3 belongs to S. Clear? So this is the Cartesian product. And the last one is rename operation. So rename is nothing but what? Already a name is there that we have to rename. Now here this rename is working for not renaming a table. For example, we have a books table, right? We have a books table. Now, this book table name is not going to modify with this rename operation. Now, what you are renaming, whatever the intermediate result you are getting here. Yes or no? You are getting a result here. Now, for this result, I want to give a name. So that we can do with the help of the rename operation. Look here. The results of the relational algebra are also relations but without any name. So results of the relational algebra is nothing but, so this is a relation operation we are performing on two relations. So this is the result. So this result is having any name? No. So if you want to give a name to this result, we can go with the rename operation. So this rename operation, we call it as row. So this symbol we call it as the row. Now where the result of the expression is E and is saved with the name X. So whatever operation you are performing here, you are performing an operation R cross X, right? So this R cross X result would be stored in say new table. So I am giving new. That means what? The result of R into S saved with a name new. So here the table name becomes what? New. Right? Understood? So here this is the operation. This is the rename word. Not it is a into. It is a X. X means any name you can give it to new table. The result of the table, the name we are specifying here. So this is the rename operation.